with very little, oi, with no explanation. Sorry, my house is getting fucking rammed now. And then I'm going to do this long video, right, with the long explanation. Like I will explain, why do we care about, like unemployment claims? Why do we care about manufacturing PMI? Why do we care about services PMI? I'm going to explain it all in full. Okay, so that's why this video takes a little bit longer. You'll notice, guys, in my videos, I cough and shit. I don't cough because I fucking love coughing. I cough because I live in a polluted as fuck city. And before you say anything retarded, like, why don't you just move? I fucking love living here. That's why I don't just move. But it drives me crazy as well, guys. So what I might try and do during the video is whenever I feel like, oh, fuck, I can feel a cough coming on. Because you always feel that you've got this shitty little bit, like you need to spit. It's horrible, man. I fucking hate it. And many people get it here. It's so polluted. What I'll do is I'll press mute and unmute, right, if I remember. Because it is annoying. I know it annoys you guys. It fucking annoys me, believe me. I'm not coughing because I think it's fucking cool. So let's move on. Let's get cracking, right? So as you know, what you want to do is you want to write strong, weak, and neutral, okay, for this week. Now, what the whole point in this is, it's learning fundamentals. You do not need it if you're a scalper. You need to learn price action if you're a scalper, right? If you're a day trader, swing trader, position trader, yes, you can make some money just doing technical analysis. I made money for years just doing technical analysis, honestly. And it was about, 4 or 5 years in, someone converted me. They were like, mate, look at, like, if you're making that kind of money with just technicals, you will not believe the kind of money that you can make doing when you know fundamentals, and I went and paid for 2 different fundamental courses for like 5-6 weeks. And I have to honestly say, like, learning fundamentals, I was like, fuck, how did I not know this? Why did I not bother my arse learning this? And the reason is because we're all fucking lazy, right? And we're like, if we can make easy, quick money just by using technical analysis, we're going to take that path, right? But the reality is, if you want to enter a trade and leave it for like not even 4 weeks, you want to let that run for 5 weeks, 10 weeks, 15 weeks. Like, you can do that when you know fundamentals, because instead of closing a trade just because the market went up and starts pulling down again, you're not just basing it on technicals. Say, oh, the market's pulling back, I'm going to close that trade. How many times have you closed the trade, right? Let's say you've been up $500, right? And then 6 weeks later, you look and it's miles away, and you're like, oh my God, if I never took that $500, I'd have made $5.5 right now. How many times has that happened to you? Tons of times, right? If you learn fundamentals, let's say you're in GJ, and let's just say, pound is super strong, Japanese yen is super weak. It's not right now, but just this example. When you're looking at GG, you know that that's buys from economic data. And when the market starts coming down, you don't close that trade because you know that that is simply a retracement. And what you're actually doing, instead of looking, instead of looking as to where you're going to close the trade, you're looking for your next entry to scale in and add to your position, because you know it's buys, because fundamentally it is buys, and fundamentals is what drives the markets. And it honestly is a game changer, guys. I'm not going to force you to learn it. If you don't want to learn it, that's fine. I don't give a shit because it doesn't pay. I'm doing these videos for free for you. However, if you are someone who's in the trading game and you genuinely want to learn fundamentals and increase your knowledge and get better at trading for real trading, not this fake bullshit Instagram stuff, then I'm happy to do these videos for free and help you. All right. Yes, I do have a trading group with my partner Lee, and we teach people trading. We don't just teach them; we give signals. We don't just give signals. We give mentorship. We give one-to-ones. So we don't just do any one thing. We do a whole range of things. But I like to give back. I know there are people out there that want to learn trading, and maybe you're fucking skint. I've been there before. I have been skint, and you look at something and it's like $500 for a course, and you're like, fuck, I don't even have $500. I've been there, guys. I have fucking been that guy. So when some of you are thinking, well, if this guy makes so much money in trading, why is he doing this for free? Yeah, because I know what it's like to be fucking broke, and I would like to help you, all right? So coming through each of the currencies, right, what I do is I look at each economy individually, except from AUD, China, and New Zealand. It's simply because they're all closely correlated, okay? So If the Chinese economy is doing very well, manufacturing is up, services is up, cakes in manufacturing is up, and blah blah blah, then what can you get from that? It means that the Australian economy will, in general, start coming up with that and get stronger. Why? Because when China's manufacturing and everything goes up, they buy like 80%, 90% of their shit from the mines in Australia. Okay, so when they buy their tin, nickel, copper, iron, silver, gold, you name it, whatever you need, they buy that from Australia. So if China's doing well, you can expect the Aussie dollar to start doing well. Okay, obviously there's other things on top of that. I remember that time. So there's other things on top of that. So if manufacturing and everything is going well in China, then you'll see services and so on, and the balance of trades. Some of it's called trade balance, some of it says balance of trades. They're both the same thing. It's just some countries call it different things, right? You will see that increase in Oz. Now, when that increases in Oz, what else would you expect to see in the Aussie numbers? You would expect to see employment rising because they need more people to do the jobs, right? They need more people in logistics, more people in factories, with the forklift drivers moving all the gear. They need more people working in the mine. So if China's manufacturing and stuff goes up, that has a knock-on effect to AUD. They're going to buy more shit. If they're buying more shit, it means Australia needs more workers to deal with the influx of orders, the import and export, or the export, I should say, right? And so it has this big roll-on effect. So if employment is up, because the manufacturing is up, employment then goes up in Oz. If employment's up, what else do you expect? You expect to see unemployment being down because more people are in jobs, right? What else do you expect to see? You expect to see retail sales going up. Why would you expect to see that? Because if more people are in jobs, more people are making money, more people are using that money to buy a load of shit, to buy new TVs, new trainers, take their missus out for a meal because they're all in jobs, right? You expect to see, so that's retail sales increase. You expect to see credit card payments increase because more people are in jobs, more people have money, more people are now paying their bills, right? You may even see bank loans going up. Why is that good? If people are giving out if people are giving out bank loans, it means more people have more money to spend. More people have more money to spend, they then use that in the shops, right? They spend that on a lot of shit. You would then expect to see maybe mortgage approvals going up because people are going to apply for mortgages. When more people are in jobs, average earnings are going up. People are going to apply for mortgages, right? So from small things like Chinese manufacturing and services and cakes and all that rising, you will see that it has a massive effect on the Australian economy. And it's like, wow, I never even realized that. So the Chinese economy and the AUD economy are what's called positive correlation. When China goes up, Aussie comes up. When China comes down, Aussie comes down, right? USD and AUD are what's called negative correlation. So they are correlated, but they're correlated negatively. So if USD is going up, you normally find that AUD is coming down. If USD is coming down, you normally find AUD is coming up. Okay. People will say that's the same for gold. It's not the case. It's not the case. There are times when you see USD going up and gold melting, and people say, "Yeah, when USD is strong, gold's weak, and when USD is weak, gold is strong." That's actually bullshit. Yes, there will be times when you look on the charts and that's happening, but that has nothing to do. That has nothing to do with economic data. It has nothing to do with the USD being strong, and then that means gold is weak, and vice versa. No, that's to do with the market risk on sentiment. Is it a risk on or is it a risk off sentiment? And if you look at gold and USD all last year, you will see that USD strength was like that and gold was like that. So it disproves that whole, yeah, if USD is strong, gold is weak. It's bullshit. Then tell me why the entire fucking year last year, USD was flying and gold was flying at the same fucking time. It's because markets were risk on. There was obviously spouts of risk off. I'm not going to fucking go down that rabbit hole, but that's the reason why, guys. USD being weak does not make gold strong, and blah blah blah. It's the market sentiment, risk on or risk off, which shows that negative correlation. But most of all, you'll see that in alignment. Okay. So what have we got here? Let's have a quick look. CPI. What we got? We've got GDT price index, bullish NZD, but look, we're getting there. Bearish, bullish, but it's still shit, right? That's not enough to make the New Zealand economy bullish. It's not enough to make it. It's not enough to make it neutral. It's weak. New Zealand economy is very weak at the moment, but it has been for quite a long time. New Zealand is an economy which makes its money from dairy, so milk, lamb, steaks, and travel and tourism. Apart from that, there's really fuck all that New Zealand makes money from. Australia is a mining country, right? It makes all of its money from mining. And China is like a manufacturing country, right? The UK is a services country. We provide services. So does France. Germany is a manufacturing country. So we want to see manufacturing high, blah, blah, blah. Okay. What else we got here? Yeah, NZD's weak. AUD. Let's have a look. AUD. What have we got? Bearish, 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 bullish. Nah. AUD I have got marked down as neutral. I'm going to show you something else. Prime Market Terminal have got an amazing, pardon me, they've got an amazing new smart bias that you can look at. It's very good. But I want you to learn this first. If you can learn this, right, by looking at this information, looking at the data, and being able to understand what's weak, what's bearish, what's weak, what's strong, and what's neutral, you don't have to rely on outside websites, right? I use these websites because they're fantastic. They're a nice little nicety, right? But if this company crashed tomorrow, I'm not like, oh no, now I'm back to square one. I don't know how to trade again because I understand the basics. I'll give you this one example before we move on, right? When I was in the army, obviously the army's got the best equipment in the world, right? When you join the army, you do not get given GPS right away. You do not get given laser rangefinders right away. There's so much high technology you do not get. During the whole time in basic training, you do not get to touch anything which is fucking a good piece of equipment, right? Everything is bare basics. It's map and compass. Why? Because if you only learn through training how to use GPS and you're then out on operations or missions, right? And your GPS battery dies and you're fucking 15 miles behind enemy lines. How the fuck are you going to get back? If you've got a map and compass in your pocket but you've never used it, how the fuck are you going to get back? Because you've relied your whole life on GPS. And if the batteries ran out, you're fucked, right? So I'm essentially, that's why in the army, you must learn how to map read and use a compass. Here, I'm essentially teaching you how to map read and use a compass before you then get to use the Gucci equipment, okay? So that's what we're doing here. So I have got NZD weak and AUD neutral. Now it's going to become much quicker now because I now do one pair at a time and it becomes much quicker. Okay, sorry. I forgot to check next week, see what news we've got coming up. So for China, we've got manufacturing PMI. We want to see that. Manufacturing PMI, yep, we want to see good numbers. So anything above 50 is bullish, okay? Anything below 50, and I mean 49.9 downwards, is bearish, all right? Now, let's say this one here. Let's say it's 52.2, right? They are forecasting it to come in at 52.1. Let's say it comes in at 50.3, 50.3, right? That does not mean bearish. It's bullish. Anything above 50 is bullish. What it signifies is, things have slowed down a little bit and they're getting a little bit worse. But until that breaks the threshold of 50 and break, 49.9, 48, 47, it's still bullish, okay? It just means things have slowed down. If that went from 52 to 50, things have slowed down. But it's important to remember it's still bullish, guys, okay? Don't get caught out with that. Next week, we've got CPI for AUD, CPI quarter and quarter, year and year. So we want to see that, okay? Not massive news, but we do have Monday and Wednesday are good news days, all right? For AUD. Moving on. It does get quicker now that we're only looking at one pair at a time. All right, so I'm going to fly through this the best I can. Canada, CPI. CPI month on month, median. Yeah, so Canada next week. Sorry, that was last week. Sorry, my bad. Yeah. Let me just see. Bearish. Now, look, you see that this is green, right? Do not look at this being green and think, if you don't understand how to read these numbers, don't look at that being green and think, oh, that must be good. I know it's negative, but it must be good because it's green. No, right? If you look previously, it was at zero point 0. If you look now, it's at -4, right? So that's bad. It's fucking dropped. It's got worse. That's negative. So why is it green? It's green because it was forecasted to go as low as zero point 0.7, right? It's a minus 0.7, sorry. But it came in better than forecasted, but it's still worse than before, right? So because it came in better than forecasted, they've marked it green. Okay, so it's a better result, but it's not good. Okay, it's went from 0 to -4, so it's bearish. All right. Here from 2.6 to 2.4, it's going down. Bearish, bearish, bearish. 2.6, 2.5, bearish. 2.0, 2.0. So that's sticky. It's neither bearish nor sticky, but it's came in better than forecasted. So you could probably say that that's bullish, right? Even though it's the same, it's came in better than they anticipated it to come in. Okay, so you've got one bearish move, one bullish move. Sorry. Core CPI month on month, bearish, bearish, bullish, bearish, bearish, bearish. Right. So CAD is fucked. So I have got Canada as a week. Okay. Let's see if we get any news next week. We do. We've got some news next week that we want to see. So they're potentially going to cut rates next week. So you'll find that when data and news and things are slowing down, getting worse, they will then use that to cut rates because you can't really cut rates when data is coming in strong. I'm kind of contradicting myself there because America was doing that. America's data was all coming in strong and they were still cutting rates, right? But they were cutting rates into strong data, which was already priced in and already anticipated, right? So this is where trading and reading fundamentals becomes a little bit confusing, and you have to kind of understand the full context of what you're actually talking about, right? And that's why it gets a little bit tricky. But you can learn all of this, and you can learn to do what I do in like 4 to 6 weeks, guys. As long as you practice it right, you can do it. I promise you. I know it's a bit of a mind fuck, and you're like, oh, this is hard. Should I even bother? I'm telling you, stick with it, and it will come. Okay. Moving on. CHF is always shit. Yeah, last week, nobody cares. It's always. I always put CHF in neutral. It could even be bearish, but I just always put it in neutral. Yeah, you could look at that and say bearish. But I always put it in neutral because CHF is a pair that I don't really trade based on economics. I trade it based on if the market jumps to a risk off sentiment, then I would trade CHF. I would be buying CHF, right? That's a video for another time. Why that is. I'm not even going to bother checking news for next week because it's always a shit pair. Moving on. Euro. So look, we've got bearish, bearish, bullish, bearish, 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 bullish, bearish, bullish, right? So you can tell right away. You just say, how many times have you said bearish? It's more often than not. Again, do not be fooled that these are blue. Blue, what the fuck am I talking about? Do not be fooled that these are green. It's green because, look, it was previously 42.5. They thought it was going to come in at 42.7, and it came in better than anticipated. And it's came in better than the previous numbers. It was previously 42.5, now it's 44.1. Very important to remember, don't fall into the trap. That does not mean it's bullish. It simply means things are getting better. They're looking up. However, 44 is a fucking horrendous number, right? And what did I always say? Anything below 50 is bearish. Well done. So yeah, look, things are getting better. 41.9 to 45.3 but they're still fucking shocking numbers. Even 48.9 is shit, guys. And that's getting worse. Okay, so it's massively bearish. Don't be fooled by that being green and that being green and that being green. The numbers have just come in better, but it's below 50, so it's bearish. Okay. The Euro's in a bad place just now. Next week we've got CPI on Friday. Okay. Have we got anything else? What I'm also, so we don't really have much news that we care about. GDP, yeah. Money supply, yeah. Private loans. A couple of, we'll get CPI. That's Spain, though. Who cares? Unemployment rate, we want to see that. So there's a couple of things next week we want to see, but nothing too major for the euro, right? And also, guys, what I'm going to be doing from now on, if it's during the week, right? I'm not going to do it on a Friday because that's my only time I get to chill. But if we get like PMI news or CPI news or something during the week on a Tuesday or Wednesday, I'm going to be doing it live on YouTube. I will cover the news with you as the numbers are released. I'll jump on half an hour before the data is released. We can all jump on. You can ask me any questions you want in live time, and I'll do it all live in front of your face, okay? And if you're a trader who you like to trade news events like CPI, NFP, I will do it live. And I will say, look, if this number comes in like boom, 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 I will say, okay, you want to be buying it now, okay, or you want to be selling it now. I'll actively tell you, even though I don't trade it, I'll gladly tell you, okay, buy that now, and you can make some money on it, okay? So look out for my lives on YouTube. Moving on. So I've got Euro as weak, okay? Euro is weak. Pound is really in the hot locker as well just now. Bullish, bearish, bullish, sorry. Bearish, 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 bullish, bearish. Right? It's in a bad way. It's kind of coming out of being strong and it's starting to come into be weak. But remember what I always tell you: you don't just move a pair from strong to weak just because it's got 1 or 2 weeks of bad news. You need to see it continuously coming down over a period of time, maybe 3, 4, 5 weeks. Then you can move it. So during that time, of course, it's not just staying strong when numbers are coming in weak. You're kind of moving it from strong, then it goes through that kind of transition into neutral, and then into weak, So I've got GBP down as neutral. Okay, let's see if we get any news for next week. Government Bailey speaks. No, we don't really have any news next week for pound. So I've got it down as neutral. All right, moving on. We've only got 2 pairs left, guys. Japanese yen and USD. So this is going to be a quick video. Bosh. Japanese yen, bullish. Still bearish. Bearish. Bullish. Bullish. Bearish. And the increased rates. Now, this is quite a momentous moment. It's the first time in like 17 years where the Japanese economy has really increased, continued to increase their rates. I know they've done this 0.25, but they've now increased to 0.50. They've done 2 rate cuts, 2 rate increases, sorry, not cuts, increases. And it's the first time in like 17 years where they've been out of negative inflation. So we are starting to see things pick up, but it's just neutral, right? It's by no means, sorry, is it anywhere near being strong just now, okay? But it is coming out of being weak and potentially moving into neutral, okay? So I've got it as neutral for now. We've got some decent news we want to see next week. SPPI year on year, yep. Core CPI, yep, we want to see that. Tokyo core CPI, unemployment rate, yeah. Retail sales, housing. So we've got big news next week that we want to see, guys, okay? So let's be aware of that. Okay, moving on. I've got GPY down as neutral. Okay, now we're on our last pair, USD. I've got it down as bullish. I know the markets are kind of rangy just now, right? And we're not really seeing much. It's because Trump hasn't announced his tariffs yet. So everyone's just waiting. All the big institutions are like, come on, what's it going to do? What effects it going to have, right? We're still waiting. That's where you're like, why? Trump's already in. Why isn't it moving? Because he's still got a lot of executive orders and tariffs to do. And if you follow the news, he's already said to China, he's already said to China, he doesn't want to hit them with 100% tariffs. He doesn't want to be hitting BRICS countries with 100% tariffs. He's doing that to bring them to the negotiating table and say, hey, don't start your shit with us. USD will be the number one, and he's the guy to come in and slap BRICS and slap China. So that's what's happening. Everyone's just waiting to see, what his tariffs are going to be, what the results are going to be from all these meetings with, Putin, Zelensky, Canada, Mexico, China, blah, blah, blah. All right. So even though here we've got some like bearish data, the overall, right, the USD is still bullish, guys. It's still, it's still probably the number one economy right now. Bearish, bearish, oh, we don't care about that. Sorry, we don't care. It's neutral, natural gas. Who gives a shit? Bullish, 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 bearish, bullish. Okay, so overall, it is. I would even say it's very bullish. Next week, what we got? We've got a lot of news next week. We want to see Corable goods orders, HPI, yep. Richmond manufacturing, federal funds rate. We want to see if they're going to cut rates. It's anticipated they're not going to cut rates, of course, because the data's coming in good, so you can't really cut rates when data's coming in good. Unemployment claims, we want to see that. Advanced GDP, we want to see that. Pending home sales, yeah, we want to see all of this. Core PCE, employment. We want to see all of this, guys, okay? So, yeah, potentially a big week next week. So let's now wrap it up. In the strong category, there's only one economy this week, one currency pair, which is USD. Weak, we have got NZD, CAD, and Euro. Neutral, we've got AUD, CHF, GBP, and Japanese yen. Okay, so we can wrap it up here. Before we wrap it up, I am gonna show you this. This is obviously what I use, right? It's Prime Market Terminal. It is phenomenal, guys. And look, they have a new item that they've listed called Smart Bias Tracker, right? It's amazing. So basically what we've just done there is like the map reading, right? When you can do everything by yourself, the black and white by yourself. So if this platform collapsed tomorrow, I'm not shitting myself like, oh my God, what am I going to do? How am I possibly going to find out what's bullish, bearish, or neutral, right? Because I already know how to do that by myself by simply reading the data on economics, and that's what I'm trying to teach you guys to do. However, look, they've got bank research, fundamental data, and right here it basically tells you everything for you. Look, USD, scroll down, very bullish. You know that. Wait, I'll move this. There we go. Look, overall, very bullish. Euro, there's going to be certain things which are neutral, bullish, bearish, very bullish, blah, blah, blah. But you look down overall and it's bearish. GBP, neutral. CAD, very bearish. AUD, neutral. So for example, if you're looking at USD CAD, you know that you're looking for buys. You aren't going to be taking sales. So if you come across here and you look at USD CAD, it's buys, right? You can't buy from here because it's already you can't buy into a resistance, right? You just can't. So you're going to do one of two things. You're either going to wait for this market to pull back. Now, when it's pulling back, it's not that institutions are entering sales. They're not doing that. They're simply taking their profits and it's making the market come down because they need to generate liquidity for them to enter, right? So you're either waiting for this move, right? Come back down, retest here, enter here, and go. Or if it doesn't do that, you're then waiting for it to break up from here, come back, retest this zone. You're going to enter the trade here. You're not going to enter here. You're going to enter the retest, and then you're going to take it up. So that's going to be your entry. Your entry is either here, or your entry is either here. That is it. Don't get trapped on taking this because it could just be a fake out, melt back down here again, and then go. Always remember, no retest, no entry, right? If there is no retest, there is no entry. Don't enter the trade. That will keep you safe from a lot of really shit trades, guys. All right? And that is pretty much it for the day. If you want to come and join us at the trading, guys, you only have 6 more days where it's going to remain at £97 a month. After that, we are increasing it from the 1st of February to £147 a month. I will explain why. If you join, before the 1st of February, you will continue to pay the £97 every month after that. But if you join after the 1st of February, it will be going to £147. The reasons why, guys, I have joined about 7 or 8 Discord trading channels just for market research to see, look, is there any, what are other people doing that we could improve on? Is there something we're doing that we shouldn't be doing? Is there something that we're not doing we should be? And I can honestly say, hand on heart, one, Every single group I joined was far more expensive than us. The minimum was £175 a month. Minimum, right? We're only moving up to 147. We were previously 97. What else? There was ones that they would provide certain things, but nobody was providing everything. Nobody was providing fundamental data, giving you the trades that we're physically taking, signals for scalps or swing trades. They weren't providing. They were either doing, maybe they were doing day trades, but they weren't doing swings or scalps. We do both. We do scalps, day trades, and swing trades. So we're giving you all three types of trading in one group. We give you the signal, so you can copy our trades. You can make money in line with us. Anytime that I trade, I do all my trades live, like this on Discord, where you can talk to me. I don't mute you. You guys can ask me questions. Ryan, why did you enter that there? Yeah, because of this. Okay, thanks, mate. Now I've learnt that, and I explain everything to you. At the same time, you can copy my trade. You can enter at the exact same time as me. And we excuse me, we let my trades run for weeks and weeks, 10 weeks, 15 weeks, 20 weeks. And as they're running, we enter other positions and you just build it up and build it up, build it up from very small percentage risk, and you just build them up for weeks. Also, one-to-one mentorship. I pretty much offer in the group every day. I'll say, guys, there's no trades for me today. Excuse me. Do any of you want to do one-to-ones? I will literally spend hours with you on the Discord doing one-to-ones with you, teaching you this, teaching you that. I'll say, right, okay, let's say we're in UJ now. Let's pretend we're looking for sales. Show me where you would enter the sell. Show me where you would put your stop loss. Show me where you would put your take profit, and tell me why you would do that. And we cover it all. So I do tons of work with you. Every single other Discord group that I entered, guys, they all offered one-to-ones. They offered the likes of 4 sessions, 4 1-hour sessions, and they were charging like $1,500 fucking dollars on top of your monthly subscription. Some of them were 2,300, some of them were 2,500. It was just, and they were offering you like 4 1-hour sessions, guys. We don't charge you any extra for sessions. We literally tell, I will spend 8 hours a fucking day with you if that's what you need to get you through. All right, so that's why we're increasing our prices to £147, because we are massively undervalued for everything that we bring you guys. All right, trading is not a get rich quick scheme. If you have got your last £1,000 and you are trying to do trading to turn that into 20 grand by the end of the year so you can put a deposit on a house, don't even dream about fucking trading, because I can tell you right now, it's never going to happen. You are just living in an Instagram fake guru, fake lifestyle, bullshit. And it's not your fault. You've just been suckered in by bullshit marketing. All right. It's not going to happen. If you're not prepared to put your heart and soul into learning this for the next 2 to 4 years, there is no point in even jumping on board. There's no point. That trading isn't something that you just go, I'll give it a bash. It's not something that you give a bash, guys. You need to put your heart and soul into it, or it's just never going to work for you, because it's so fucking hard. Don't believe these guys on Instagram and all that other bullshit that trading is easy. Just copy me, bro. It's bullshit. They're saying it because they make money from your losses. They get you join the broker with a bullshit. They've got like a scumbag broker deal, and they will make like 40% of your losses every time you lose. So they don't give a shit about you. All right. That's it, guys. If you've enjoyed this, if it's been beneficial for you, I've tried not to cough because it drives me nuts as well. Yeah, let me know in the comments. I hope it helps you out. And stay tuned for my live trading events during the week. If we've got CPI, unemployment numbers coming out, I'm going to list it on the YouTube channel that there's going to be pending lives. Okay, guys? So much love. Have a great weekend. I'm Ryan Mack. This is the Trading Guys. I'll see you later on.